Quick video about the water shortages. I see messages this morning on the municipal group about water in certain roads not being available or the flow being very low. This is a continuation, I guess, of last week's little nonsense of a week or 9 days or more for some people, the lack of water supply. There's a couple of things about this. First of all, the municipal group is not like a political discussion group. Yes, we can have the odd piece of discussion there, but it's primarily a reporting platform for municipal issues or for those types of things. So let's try and keep it to that, please. Again, we find ourselves in this, or you find yourselves in the situation where you don't have water stored for a couple of days. Now, number one, if you get water from a water scheme, get hold of the water scheme administrator and ask them what's going on. If you get water directly from the Rand Water Board, get hold of Rand Water and ask them what's going on. If you're a tenant and you don't know where the water comes from, get hold of your landlord and ask the landlord. But you need to do something to adapt to the situation, because the situation is not going to improve in the short term, probably in the long term either. So start working out how you can adapt, okay? Coming onto the groups and moaning about it and, bemoaning your fate is ineffective. It is not going to make water come out the tap, okay? Finding out why there's no water and how to remedy that, that's going to stand you in better stead going forward. So start thinking now. If you don't yet have the ability to store water for an extended period of time, a week, maybe even 2 weeks, even a couple of days, so that when there's a shortage, you can use it sparingly and you can get by. If you don't have that ability yet, develop it. You need to start now adapting to the situation. I'm actually getting a little bit tired of saying this to people in general, but in the community, it should be a prerequisite that if you are on a water scheme, it always used to be that if you were on a water scheme, that you had a tank that you could put water into and then draw off. So you had a supply of water. It doesn't then load up the insufficient infrastructure for the number of people that are drawing off it. It's basic logic. So do that. Something else here. If you think that the water situation or the supply situation is any different from the electrical situation in the country, you need to get your head out the sand. It's the same damn thing. Same animal, different skin. So start thinking about that and start thinking about how you can adapt to it, because you do need to adapt to it. Or you need to just accept it the way it is and stop drinking water. If you think that you have a right or somehow that you are entitled to have water come out the tap when you open it, get your head out the sand with that as well, because all of those rights and assumptions about entitlement and all of those things are absolutely meaningless in reality. It's a nice thing to think that everybody should be able to open the tap and have water come out, just as it is nice to think that when you turn on the switch, the light should come on. And yet you have been conditioned over the last few years to accept the fact now that that doesn't happen for many hours of the day, and it will get worse. And the same thing is going to apply to the water. So wake up and adapt to the situation. And when you go on to the groups, whichever group it is that you're on, state the case clearly, and only that. Bitching and moaning about it does not help change the situation. As much as your frustration is at its peak, as is everyone's, it doesn't fix the damn problem. So focus on adapting to the situation, and that lessens your frustration. Okay, I think that's about it for this morning. I'm going to ignore the bird noises and drink my coffee some more. And I hope your water comes back. I really do. I hope you actually adapt to the situation, because that's very necessary. Because I'm getting frustrated with the way that everybody is continually just bitching and moaning. It's the same cycle repeating. Brings to mind that thing about if you do the same thing and expect different results, isn't that the definition of insanity? How many of you are insane?